UFC 280 O'Malley vs. Yan took place Saturday, October 22nd from Etihad Arena on Yas Island, Abu Dhabi. In a highly anticipated bantamweight fight, we see the great Petr Yan clash with the surging new kid on the block and fan favorite and Sugar Sean O'Malley. Let's talk O'Malley vs. Yan. The number 12 ranked fan favorite Sugar Sean O'Malley, 15-1, fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, has only one loss to Chito Vera in 2020. O'Malley brings in an unorthodox style with a very technical approach. He uses his range, striking, and movement to lure his opponents into his mousetrap, and then has the power to put them away with his strong finishing abilities, but also possesses a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. But on the other side of the octagon, you have the former bantamweight champion, Petr Yan, 16-3, fighting out of Russia. Yan is a very disciplined athlete and always comes in very well conditioned. He has excellent boxing and a true knockout artist with one-punch power. He brings in a wide variety of attacks and executes them to perfection. He has an in-your-face style and patiently stalks his opponents, waiting for the perfect time to strike, and has excellent takedown defense, and I can't wait. Tonight's betting odds have O'Malley coming in at a plus 240 underdog, and Petr Yan comes in at a minus 280 favorite. Okay, and here's how it went down. The fight started and it had a great back and forth action with Yan moving forward, and Yan goes for a takedown and gets it, but O'Malley back to his feet, both landing some shots. Great action. In the second round, O'Malley lands a right hand and a few other shots that wobbled Yan, but Yan came back with a nasty right hand that sat O'Malley down and landing some nice ground and pound, but O'Malley gets back to his feet again. In round 3, O'Malley lands some nice shots and opened up a cut on Yan, but Yan starts to fire back, and it was a gunfight in the middle of the octagon. And Yan, getting the worst of it, shot for a takedown. Yan was landing some nice shots, but O'Malley was landing some nice shots of his own, but Yan gets a takedown at the end of the fight. What a crazy back and forth fight, wow. This was a surprise decision to many viewers, but Sugar Sean O'Malley defeats Petr Yan by split decision. All right, here's my final thoughts. Guys, the big questions we had and we all wondered was, would O'Malley be able to take that big step up in competition? The UFC did a great job of building O'Malley, grooming him slowly, not throwing him to the wolves, giving him some much needed experience, which showed tonight. After many fights and competing about as good as you can, the UFC gave him the number 1 ranked Petr Yan, and O'Malley fought a great fight and rocked Yan and hurt him several times, showing off his power and skill. I would like to see a rematch because this fight was razor close and a lot of people thought that Yan won. But let's be honest, it was an awesome fight, and who wouldn't want to see that fight again? Welcome to the top 5, Sugar. Okay, what's next for Sugar? This fight was a razor close fight, and a lot of people thought it was controversial and thought that Yan won. This was an incredibly entertaining fight, so I say run it back with the rematch. But there are some tasty matchups in the top 5 with Sterling, TJ, Sandhagen, and the fight I would love to see is the number 5 ranked Chito Vera being the only guy to beat Sugar. It would be a great build-up and a great fight. Guys, let me know in the comments of what you thought of Sugar's performance tonight and who you think he should fight next. Big thanks to all of our fans. Don't forget to smash that like button. This is Jake Hattan with MMA Weekly, the Lowdown Breakdown. See you next time.